On the move. Hey, long live John Africa. We got a good crowd here. Eddie just came in to the reception. And I think it's Eddie's first time in New York in over 40 years.
I didn't know that was you there. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I think about the last time we was in New York, at the Apollo Theater.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. And we working hard. We know your hearing is coming up in September. So the next reception, we're gonna have you home quick.
That's what's happening. We can't, just like Janine, Andy came out sharp and ready. That's the same way I want to come out and follow their example. Stay on the move, on the point of the spear, and piss this system's evil off.
Yes, sir. And a real good friend is here today, Del. I know he always asks for you. Kevin Gilroy from the Partisan Defense Committee is here. Yes, and we got great solidarity here. We have former political prisoners like Susan Rosenberg, Daniel McGowan here.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Because that's what it's about, freeing all political prisoners. The system is steadily trying to keep people down, keep people away from the truth, and not let people know just how foul it is. But the word is spreading. John Africa told us years ago, that as long as we keep on pushing and got the heart and the will to win, we will win. This battle is over with.
Yes, indeed. I mean, we got a crew. We have human rights attorney and Sundiata's attorney, Joan Gibbs, here. She's in the house. We have people from the December 12th movement, people from Workers' World Party, regular supporters abroad, all coming here today, to show support, and to welcome Eddie, Janet, and Janine home. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm just so grateful when I found out all of them was out. It lifted my heart. I felt like dancing up the more. I said, okay, this thing is moving to an end, and now they gonna find out just how strong John Africa has made us. And all these years, they didn't take nothing from us. Like I say, they just honed us to raise the sharpness. Because we been fighting this system.
Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Dallas, is home to subject to recording and monitoring.
Each and every day that we was in here, the whole movement has been fighting this system, and we just been determined to be sharper than ever. And they the epitome of that sharpness. And it just lifts my heart. And I can't wait to follow their example. Come on out there and keep on pushing, keep on moving. Because like I said, we got that heart and we got the will. So we gonna do this thing.
Right, we working toward it, Del. We working toward it. Anything you want to say, Ed?
Hey, listen, Del,
Yeah.
it's soon, man. You know what I mean? We out here with you. You gonna be out here with us too. And the people that got us out gonna get you out too. All right?
It's definitely moving.
All right, on the move.
Yes, indeed, Del. At this point in time, Del, as we prepare for your September parole hearing, give people an idea of what's needed or what they can do to help support parole for you.
Get in touch with the attorney that's been helping us out, Brad Thompson, and any letters of support and so forth. I would appreciate people to send him a copy of the letter so that he can drop it on the parole board and show them that there is a widespread consensus of people that say, okay, let them go. And I would really appreciate that. That would help going and keep up the pressure on them. The telephone calls, emails, and so forth.
The call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Dallas. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
It will definitely break. Each and every day I've had different staff members that they're aware of the fact that I got a parole date finally coming up in September. And I've had staff members that they're like, okay, man, good luck, and so forth. So the pressure's on this system to let me go. They're going to have to really go out their way to find some kind of excuse, some rationale for keeping me in here past this. So just everybody keep on going, stay in touch, and keep your letters going. It's definitely working.
Yes, sir. Well, I just want to bring to your attention one of your strong comrades who you was in USP Lone Polk with, Brother Tariq Haskins, just walked.
Definitely a strong comrade. It may seem odd to people, but we had a good time out there in Lone Polk. We had a good time. Keep the knuckleheads up off of us, and we kept on like pushing the revolution. So Brother Tariq on the move.
And a good ally who writes you and always asks you is sitting right here front row, Rich the Anarchist.
Okay, I've heard from Rich in a long time.
Well, they like to take your letters
Okay.
when I write to you.
And we got a special appearance here too from the People's Artist, Sister Sophia Dawson's here too. And we have solidarity from our Palestinian comrades from Existence is Resistance. Journalist extraordinaire, Greg Butterfield. They don't always get your newspapers. They use that as an organizer. Matter of fact, tell them about the Workers' World Party newspapers up at the prison, how it's an organizing tool, Dale.
It is a beautiful tool, because every time I get one, I spread the word out throughout the block. We get on the block meeting, we'd be in the day room, and I put it on out there. And especially the articles of revolution, the book I made Royal. I spread them articles about the things he's been doing, and people be like, wow, I didn't know they print this kind of stuff. And I'll be like, crack it up and say, oh yeah, there's people out here that are on the move, and no matter what they into, they on the move with their thing. And it's a beautiful work to do. Dude, stop me in the yard and ask me, do I have anything new? So I got to keep on my toes and keep the thing going. But it's a beautiful work to do. That and the Vanguard and all the other, the Movement magazine and all the other publications that put out the truth about this damn system is greatly appreciated up there.
Yes indeed, yes indeed. So Dale, I'm gonna pass you to Ed and let y'all bomb. We're gonna get a special shot. I have the Reverend Herbert Daughtry here, pastor and spiritual leader of House of the Lord Church in Brooklyn. And this brother has been consistent for decades on the issue of political prisoners and their work. So you have to acknowledge this brother and his church and all the work they do, Dale.
I give him a big on the move. A big shout out. It don't matter what you into, what kind of ism, what kind of whatever. The fact you got to stay on the move with it. And if we're all on the move together, then we'll lock shoulders and we'll run over this damn system. Oh, this sounds beautiful. It keeps me going.
Okay, what y'all got to say, Fidel, everyone?
Wonderful.
I'm gonna put you back on the air and let y'all rap before the call wraps up, Dale.
All right, Don.
All right, man.
On the move. Love it.
Listen, Janine and Janet will be here in a few minutes, so, all right, just hang on.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Everything is going good on this end. You got the email, and things just been blowing through. So I'm strong on this end. I'm waiting till September.
All right.
Okay.
I love you, man.
Love you too, Dale.
Love you, Dale.
Ah, boy.
Love you, Dale.
Love you too, brother. I'm smooth. Long as John forever.
Long live John Africa.
All right, Dale, so we gonna, we still got, I think, 5 minutes on this call. Does anyone have a question, anything for Dale? Gwen, come on up.
Did you ever think 5 people would be released in 1 year?
Did you ever think 5 moved people would be released in 1 year?
No.
Dale?
I didn't hear you.
did you ever think, we had a question, did you ever think that 5 moved people would be released in 1 year?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna be truthful. I never put a time limit on this prison activity, because that's the way we look at it. It was an activity that had to be taken care of, and I just got into it. You know, the activity of staying strong, keep my feet on the revolutionary path, and not worrying about the so-called end of it. Just doing what I could to keep strong, keep straight, and keep walking that revolutionary path. And when they first started, like, letting you move people out, I would tell you the truth, I was kind of astounded. I said, oh, what the hell? This thing is coming to an end. So it didn't surprise me that they put the 5-year hit on me, and it took them 10 months to take the damn thing off. Because I said, okay, these others will try to stretch this on out and see if they can really hurt this organization and come at me. But like I said, they haven't done a damn thing to stop us from being on that revolutionary path. And they ain't gonna do nothing. I wouldn't care how long the activity has to go on. It's gonna still be going on.
Yes, indeed. We have another question. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, how are the young people treating you, and what have you been doing? How are the young people treating you there, and what have you been doing all this time? 40 years of
Sister Gwen wants to know, how are the young people there treating you, and how you've been spending your time the 41 years there?
The young group here is, I don't know, they kind of throw it off. I don't know if it's because I've been so long on this activity or whatever, but they are very, very few active minds among that group. You know, most of them is like, well, they treat me with respect. I'm Mr. Dell, Mr. Head, and all and so forth. But as far as being on the active list, it's very few. We'll have a so-called black cultural meeting over at the chapel, and it might be like 10 dudes out of this 2,100, 2,200 population of young guys that might show up. So it's a rough road to go through. I mean, even out in the yard, they will stand around, whereas people used to be like running and exercising the cattle, and you just see them standing around in cliques and like stabbing each other. But it's a rough road to go. But as far as respect goes to me, you know, I get plenty of respect. Thanks to the coordinator of John Africa, I get plenty of respect.
Yes, indeed, Del. Yes, indeed, my brother. So we're going to get ready to close this out, Del, and we're going to start the reception. But I love you, and we're going to see you soon. What you got to say to the crowd again?
I love all y'all. I love all you, sending much blessings, much peace, and just stay on the move. Whatever you're doing, just stay on the move. All right, brother, we're waiting on the phone anyway. So everybody, just stay on the move and know that I'm coming right on out there, what I do, and stay on the move with you. Okay, got to go.
Okay, everyone, so look, we're all here. We can meet and greet. We're waiting for Janine and Janine, but we have some great food here. So let's dig in, and Eddie will be right here. Let's eat.
Let me go on for a minute.
Yeah. Hold on, everybody.
What's her name?
We're at.
That's a good idea. We said somebody say grace.
We have Reverend Daughtry here.
I put it first. Okay. Yes.
How you doing, Gap? All right.
Okay, I'm gonna bless the food. Everybody's serving themselves, right? Ori. Everybody's serving themselves, or do you need?
Yes, everyone's going to serve themselves.
Okay, can we close our eyes, bow our heads, please? Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to gather here. We thank you for bringing people home. We know that you indeed are a God who sets people free. You are a God of justice. We bless the food. We plead your blood all over it. We disconnect it from anything that is not of you. Let it settle well with all of us. And we thank you for the opportunity to break bread. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I wanted to speak on what you asked, Del. As far as the young people, it depends on what jail you in. They had me at Monroy, one of them anyway. And Monroy is a little different. A lot of Crips, a lot of blood. The jail used to give me these young boys. They would put them in my cell. And I would tell them, look, I'm not their father. And I'm not going to pacify them. But at the same time, I'll teach them what I know to be right. And I shouldn't have done that. Because from that point on, every time one left, they gave me another one. So over, what was that, 19 years at Monroy, I must have had at least 15 of them in my cell. But that's part of my job. You know what I mean? I would look at them like I would look at my children, because my children were that age. Young boys come in, pants hanging on off of their butt and all that. Nah, you don't do that. Pull your pants up. Oh no, this is the fashion. Nah, it ain't the fashion, right? So, when you're talking to these young people, if you talk to them with respect, you can demand it back. Now, a lot of them are wild, but you do what you got to do to reach them. Because if the older guys do not talk to them, they're going crazy. Or they're going to get worse, I'll put it that way.
They'll just be back.
Yeah, because I remember one brother, he's arguing with somebody. They break it up. He sees the brother with his mom and carrying his child. He tell the boy, get that baby to your mom, and then shoot the boy in the head, right? My first response, I cursed at him, no disrespect, but told him, get the fuck away from me, right? And I walked away. I waited about an hour, because anyway, I came back. Told him, look, in the first place, you can't justify that. There's nothing you can tell me to justify that. Me and him is beefing? Nah, not like that. And then he complained that the mom called the cop. And I'm looking at him, what are you, crazy? You just killed this mother's child. But she snitched on me. And I walked away again. Because to them, they talk that stuff about snitching. Most of them guys snitch on each other. And they can talk all that shit they want. But I know better, right? So I'm trying to explain to him that mother is a citizen. She ain't in that game y'all in. She ain't on the street with y'all. And I told him, y'all be snitching on each other anyway. That can get down first. So anyway, I'm talking with him, but I'm so angry, it's hard to give him the kind of information I should. But I reminded him, said, now, you took his life. Now your life is here.
Right.
They gave him, I think it was 40 to 80.
Oh my God.
And he's trying to convince me, well, I'm all right. I'll get out when I'm 60. I said, that's your life. That is your whole life. Well, no, I said, okay, you can tell me that now. After about 5 years, because it takes a while for it to hit you. I was down about 3 years before it hit me. Because I would wake up in the morning and reach for my wife and hit that wall. Bang! Instant attitude. So it takes a while. But then when it does hit you, from that day on, it's a war. It's a war here and physically. Because you got guys around you and they all crazy. But you have to deal with them. Because these are our children. Black, white, Spanish, Orient, don't make no difference. They are our children. And if we don't get them right, we gonna pay the price. So, what I've tried to do, almost my whole bit, just dealing with them young boys. You know what I mean? Come on, let's walk, talk with them. Because I remember, first time I went to jail, my father told me, he said, okay, you got what you want. All right, I'm 16. I wasn't listening to my father. And he was telling me how to do it. And I'm looking at him like, but anyway, an older brother came up to me and told me, he said, look, I'm gonna walk with you for a little while. Point out predators, point out the thieves, point out the rapists. Then after that, you on your own. Now you obligated, the next young person come in, he's your responsibility. And this is how you survive. So this is how I dealt with it. So when guys come in, come on. I would tell them, look, my name is Eddie African. Ask around about me. I'll be back tomorrow. Because when you first go at somebody, they like,
Who are you?
yeah, who are you? So you tell them, look who you are. I'll see you tomorrow. Then the next day, all right, come on, let's walk. And you walk them around and you try to prepare them how to deal with this because
It's heavy.
it ain't easy. So, if you have a child or if you got a brother that's young, try to get them before they get in there. That's what I'm trying to do now. My particular, I guess the avenue would be, is to get as many of these young boys as I can before they go in. Because once they go in, a lot of them, you become callous and you stop thinking, you give up. And when you give up, you're done. The only thing left for you then is to try to deal with it with drugs, or you try to do other stuff that's meaningless. So that's how you do it. And you stay strong. And you depend on your family. Family and friends like this. This is a beautiful surprise because you don't expect this. So when you get people that put there and come out for you, that it lifts you up. It lifts you up. It's like your mom giving you a big hug. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like your mom and pop giving you a big hug. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on over here and get a hug.
All right, come on. All right, now. All right. Thank you. Thank you. This New York is a little different than Philly. Philadelphia is probably worse.
The cops, the police are worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Police
Cops.
are
Oh, they got it.
and
They
the
got
control,
that.
and the police
Philadelphia got it
control.
with the police. They have an attitude of well, Bristol did that to them. We can do what we want. You know what I mean? So now, as we are out, and they try to stay away from us, which is cool. You know what I mean? I don't hate cops. I hate a lot of things they do,
Right. Exactly.
but I don't hate cops. I've had family that were police, and you look at them like, okay, but you know what I mean? You just tell them, look, you can do your job. You can be a cop and do your job without going out, without getting crazy. You know what I mean? So that's how you do it. But anything y'all want to ask me, I'm here.
Well, how does it feel? Like, I know it's like we all take our freedom for granted, I guess. So limited freedom that we have, but
It's
is it so surreal, right? I can imagine.
I'm still dealing with it. I wake up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, expecting to hear them call count. So that's still there. Get up, go downstairs expecting breakfast to be there.
You got a cookie just sitting
Yeah,
right
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's when I leave the house, I'm real You know what I mean? Because I was telling my son, when they let me out, and I was in the parking lot, I was expecting a cop to run up me at any time and rearrest me. Because I wasn't, I didn't believe it. Yeah, you don't believe it. But the good thing about it, John Africa told us, don't get used to that. That's not your home. So you have your cell, but at the same time, it's not your home. It's a cell. So you have to tell yourself that every day. I'm in this cell, but it's not mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? But once you start getting dug in like that, you stop thinking about out here. And I'm still dealing with it. Philadelphia looks so different to me now. Yeah, it looks. I done got lost at least 4 times already, and I'll be 70 years old soon, but I still got lost in Philadelphia. I'm looking around like, because everything is different. But I look at the signs. They can't change the signs, so I use that. But it's when I saw my 2 sisters, that's when I knew I was done.
We're going to dig in, get some food. After that, we're going to come back. Everybody can talk, meet with Janet and Janine and Eddie. And we're going to finish, keep going. Let's get some food, y'all, on the move. We couldn't be here today without, thanking House of the Lord Church, who's always provided space to the community and every social cause. And the pastor and reverend of the church is going to come up. We was acknowledging his brother when Delbert called. But this church's work around police brutality, around political prisoners and issues in our community is just phenomenal. So I want to bring up a great pillar in this community, the Reverend Herbert Daughtry, to say a couple words.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ori. And may I commend you and others, of course, but especially you who have worked so hard. And may I have your attention, please?
Everybody!
Good, thank you. I was saying that I wanted to commend you with all the emphasis I can command, because I know of your work. I know how hard you worked for all of political prisoners, and especially moved people. And even here, as you have come and we have worked through what we had to work through. So I want to commend you for your hard work. And also, I know you worked hard, your son too. Yeah, and we want to recognize all of you. Some of you, we've been struggling for these many years. And we want to welcome, as you know, you're always welcome in the House of the Lord Church. We want to welcome especially the 12 people who are the preeminent strugglers in our community. So especially I want to welcome Eddie and Janine and Jeanette. And if I could prevail upon you to say a few words again, for as you look around, you can see this church doors have been opened to strugglers of every practically, I should say, every ideological background and every political persuasion from all over the world. And as you can look around and you can see that we go from Tupac to Mandela, from Pope somebody over there to somebody over here. You know, I came home, I brought my little, Eddie, while you were talking, we were talking a minute ago, you were saying that to do any time requires a special kind of mentality, special kind of strength. I didn't do 41 years. I just did a little bit of time, 7 years, you know. And I know, I did mine in New York State. I mean, New Jersey State, 7, Trenton, New Jersey State. And in Philadelphia, I did mine for Lewisburg Federal Penitentiary, which was a kind of result after doing it. You know, that was an easy kind of 18 months. But, you know, I wrote but then I was thinking about what you were saying about getting your mind together, getting things together. Of course, when I went, I was there solely because I was trying to promote my own interest. I had my interest, I have to tell the truth, that I was one of the original OGs. Yeah. You know, so, but when I got there, my mind, like Malcolm, found Allah. Well, I found Jesus Christ, and I wrote about it. This was at Lewisburg Penitentiary in 1957, and I wrote out in what I proposed to do once I was home. You know, I was going to make this impact. I was persuaded by what had happened to me religious, some don't find it politically, some find religion. I found religion, or at least they found me in Jesus Christ. And when I came home, this is my 61 years, you know, I've been in this ministry, 61 years. So I wrote out pretty much what I proposed to do when I got home. And one of the things was our church would be different. It would be Afrocentric, and it would be open to all the strugglers who would find it difficult to find a place. And so that's one of the things that we have been able to achieve. As you can see, they've all come through here and have all found a welcome. So, as I said, for history's sake, we hold it in the highest honor to be able to say, Move was here on the move. Eddie was here, and Janet was here, and Janine was here, and we will hold that you will become a part of our wall, if you know, so that your story will be told. Whoever comes through here, and everybody comes through here, so your story will continue to be told. So welcome everybody, and you, as you know, you come back through, you'll always welcome. And if you just want to sit down sometime and have a talk about what's happening. Final thing, let me say, is the saddest thing that I've experienced, some of the young brothers who went to the chair. This is, by the way, the 19th anniversary of the death of Sankofa in Texas. And I know the D12 people were there with him. I was with him up until the last hour, in fact, when he was put to death 19 years ago. And then in Trenton, some of the young brothers who, the death house, you could scream at it. And these young brothers, you know, we had a saying, when people come in, I don't know but when people would come in, you know, we say, hey man, young brother, what you bring with you, bro? You know, how much time you got on. So these young brothers, 3 of them, wise brothers, Stokes, we asked, hey bro, you didn't look up during the orientation. And we say, hey man, bro, what you bring with you? And man, I can hear him now say, we brought it all. Yeah, we brought everything. They died in the electric chair in Trenton in 1956. And took my time there. So I have a deep, profound sensitivity to all who have gone the way we have a special experience coming from behind these walls. So anytime you want to just drop by and wrap some, I'll make time available. Janine, Jeanette, just come by, drop by, say how you doing, and God bless you. Continue on. What you say? Oh, on the move? Is that what you said? On the move.
Shout out to Reverend Daughtry and House of the Lord Church for all that they do for the community. Shout out to LC Law and Versus Instrumental in the back there, hip hop community. They came out today for this reception. Oh no, we're about to get to that in a minute. We're gonna acknowledge some people, but first, I need every Move person to come up here right quick. We have a lot of supporters here, different people that we want to acknowledge and that we're going to acknowledge, but it's 3 people in particular that we want to single out. Where's Bert? Where's Nikki? Fred? Carlos? Janet and everybody? Where did we begin? Well, first, we have a plaque here for this hard, hold on, we're gonna give it to, for this hard-working sister. We met this sister over 20 years ago, and she's just been a consistent, hard worker. She does whatever needs to be done. You know, she's one of the unsung heroes of our movement, who does, you could say, the dirty work, doing flyers late, bringing flyers, doing etc. And her work is just phenomenal, not just around political prisoners, but to make this a better world in general. So we want to acknowledge everyone, but there's people we want to acknowledge, and this sister has always been there, and she's always stood out in her work and has always been a help. So we want to acknowledge our sister Dawn Real, sitting up front. Come on up, Dawn. We want to say thank you for all your years of hard work and sacrifice and commitment. And if people ever look at the website, onthemove.com, and say, damn, this website is phenomenal, this website is so great, this is our website administrator right here, Dawn Real. We're going to get to the parole situation in a little bit and talk about that. But I had the pleasure of meeting this brother and sister a couple years ago. And I just want to say, their work is phenomenal. I mean, with their work, they challenged me to step it up. Stuff on the computer, stuff on a blog site. Tell me how you're supposed to send a fax through a text. I didn't think that was possible. But this brother and sister, they know how to do it. You know, like I said, words can't describe their work. One lived in Colorado, one lived in Brooklyn, and they merged together and said, hey, we're going to move to Philly to help Freedom Move 9. They came to Philly about a little over a year ago. As soon as they came to Philly, people started bouncing out of the jails. Like, pow, 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 pow. And it's because of this brother and his sister and their work, not just around the Move 9, but for all political prisoners. So, Illy and Odette, the dynamic duo, we want to say thank y'all. We want to say come on up. And we got this plaque for y'all, and we love y'all. In the dead of winter storms, they driving up to the prison to see the Move prisoners. No, we want to say thank y'all. We want to say thank y'all. So, like I said, we want to acknowledge a lot of people here for their hard work and their commitment. We cannot forget, our sister Monica Moorhead is going to come up in a little bit, but we want to acknowledge Workers' World Party for their years of hard work and contributing to this issue. Can't forget my brother Amani Henry, always sharing the information. We can't forget the December 12th movement and all their hard work around this issue. New York City Jericho movement and the Jericho movement overall. Sister Joan Gibbs, human rights attorney. Sister Pam Hanna, Rich the Anarchist, our good friends from the New York Free Mumia Abu Jamal Coalition, our good friends from the campaign to bring Mumia home, our good friends from Existence is Resistance, you know, so many people, Sister Betty, Brother Ralph, Richard, you know, where's our sister in the back? Susan Rosenberg, stands up, another former political prisoner. Yes, Susan. And here's another one of the hardest workers I know. Stand up, Sister Laura Whitehorn.
Yeah!
And I want to just tell you all, not to put you on the spot, Laura, but how phenomenal this sister is. What year you came home, Laura?
1999.
1999. I'm going to tell you all the story from one of our recently released political prisoners that Herman Bell told me in the vision room. I want to show you this sister's testament. She came on the street working, not even out a couple of months, but she was already up at the prison visiting Herman, seeing what Herman can do, what she can do to help Herman. And Herman said when the visit was over, when he got back, now this sister just came home, but left money on his books for his commissary. That is dedication and phenomenal. And we have to acknowledge her partner Susie as well, another dynamic duo as well. Journalist extraordinaire, Greg Butterfield. We gotta acknowledge Steve. I remember in the 90s, Greg used to write our brother Phil Africa, and they did articles for Workers' World. Every time we did the Last Living programs in New York, when we live streamed it, and it was set all over the world, that was Brother Diody here with Johnny Stevens and Suhail. Stand up, Diody. Stand up, buddy. So, our brother Bobby here, Bobby Nash. Stand up. Our good friend, Dr. Suzanne Ross. We can't forget Suzanne. The people's artist and painter extraordinaire, Sister Sophia Dawson. And I want to acknowledge this brother here. When you say the terms, leave no one behind enemy lines, we got to acknowledge Daniel McGowan and his hard work. If you ever see the 30-day calendars, this brother is one of the main contributors, one of the main workers. I remember about a year ago, we printed up 2,500 palm cards for a program. He called and said, I need 500 of them. And this brother got out all 500 palm cards. This is a dedicated worker for the struggle, so we want to acknowledge Daniel McGowan. Okay, so our sister Monica Moorhead is going to come up. Oh. How can we forget our sister Cindy Miller from Food Not Bombs? All her hard work. What we're going to do is, we're going to have Monica Moorhead is going to come up to do a presentation, and then my brother and sisters here are going to speak, and we're going to continue this reception. On the move.
Good afternoon, comrades and friends. As the managing editor, or one of the managing editors of Workers' World newspaper, I want to present these gifts to you, and you're such an inspiration to all of us in our movement, and we just wanted to give a some modest gifts in terms of our appreciation for everything you've done and everything that the MOVE organization and International Concerned Family and Friends from Mumia Abu Jamal and all of the different organizations that are still in the struggle until we free them all. So anyway, I just wanted to
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
On the move, Monica Moorhead. And we want to thank every journalist that will put us in their print, their publication, as far as New York goes, Black Star News, Amsterdam News, WBAI Radio, everyone who's contributed to this fight and this struggle. Like I said, it's not over yet because we fighting for Delbert, but our sister couldn't make it here today. but I want to personally acknowledge and thank Sally O'Brien. And the reason why I want to thank Sally O'Brien is because for over 20 years of my support and Move, every time we went to Sally for airtime on her show about any situation with Move, Sally has always put us on the air. She's never said no. So we have to acknowledge that example with our sister Sally O'Brien. All right, and we want to acknowledge our sister Ann Lamb in the house, another tireless worker. And we can't forget Sister Cheryl Davis over there, long-time activist. Anything we put up on there, you know, Cheryl shares it. So we're going to let my brother and sisters here come up. They're going to say some things. And shout out to Fred, filming this, always at our events. On the move, Fred. After that, we're going to cut the cake, mingle. Y'all can talk, ask questions. On the move. All ready? And a shout out to Brother Tariq Haskins, who is in prison with Delta.
On the move, everybody. On the move. Well, we've been saying our thank yous ever since we got out, but we can't say it enough. Thank you for everybody. This is our extended family, and that's how we feel. You know, we finally getting to see the faces of all the people that's been writing us, helping our family, just there for us through the whole time that we've been in prison. And I know y'all don't think it's a lot. I know y'all don't think a lot of things y'all did wasn't important, but it was to us. You know, at times where we would watch people that didn't get any mail in jail, we were loaded with mail. The guards would comment when they come down the hall, and we'd be getting 20, 30 letters a day from all of y'all and the supporters that was working with y'all organization. So y'all don't understand and realize how important everything y'all done, every letter, every phone call, email, was part of the will that pushed this system to let Move go. And we just want to keep thanking y'all every time we see you. You know, we stayed strong, but y'all helped us stay strong. And so, you know, we just want y'all to know that y'all activity was just as important as ours. So thank you.
Move, y'all. Good seeing everybody that I've met since I've been home. Now all those names have faces, and all those faces have friendship, closeness that really pays off. When Janine was talking about the experience of being in prison and getting letters from people, emails from people, we want everybody to know how important it is for unity, for solidarity, because that is strength. I have heard that a lot of people don't get mail, don't get letters, don't get different things from different people out here to motivate them, but that is a very important thing, because this system does everything it can to divide and separate people. Are you going to read it? Can you read it? In my bag. And John Africa teach us that unity, solidarity, is the most important thing that there is, because without that, then you don't have power. If you have a force that's like this, that force is not as powerful as a force like this. And this is unity. This is solidarity. I have a statement here that from John Africa, from the teaching of John Africa, that I'd like to read for y'all, but Janine has to get my glasses on. Can't see like I used to see. Okay. Revolution is not a word, but an application. It is not war, but peace. It does not weaken, it strengthens. Revolution does not cause separation, it generates togetherness. Revolution is an activity, a generating force that continues generating, continues activating, continues togetherness. Solidarity will never be realized so long as geography is imperative. Solidarity is unity. Without unity, you can't have revolution. Revolution is organization, just as solidarity is togetherness. The word people should be a symbol of identity, which should unite people and dispel war. But to call everybody a person and go to war against people is to say that people are compelled to conflict, making peace hopeless. And everything people are striving to make, to have, to be. If we expect to accomplish the defeat of oppression, we are going to have to understand the power of assertion. A single mind is an assertive mind. When we think as one, we are as no other. When we think as one another, we're defeated. Because one is one and another is something other than one. This ain't a word game. Revolution is not a game no more than words are innocent. Solidarity ain't a word. Solidarity is a principle that exists despite words and will exist when words have ceased. Revolution ain't a principle that is applied when the oppressor is oppressing. Revolution is the principle of freedom even when the oppressor does not exist. So everybody needs to take this example and realize what revolution is, how important it is to be in solidarity with each other, because that is where our strength comes from. Like Janine said, that is where our strength came from in prison those 41 years. Our family was like a word I can't even explain to you, because most people, when they talk about family, they talk about blood. But move family, because we have the teaching of John Africa, our direction is going the same way. Our family never faltered, never failed, never gave up on us. They were always there for us. And that example is so important to us, and why we love our family so much. Why we love the teaching of John Africa so much, that gave us that family. Because people in prison that have had blood relatives, I mean, they weren't getting any support from their family at all. You know, they was like dropped to the wayside. Our family, now when you think about 41 years, when you think about 5, 10, 15 years, you think about, oh my God, you know, the phone calls, the money for visits coming up, all 6-hour trip coming to see us. Our family put in and gave everything they had to give us, because that is why we honor the grip of the family. John Africa gave us a grip so tight that you can't, when you're acknowledging John Africa's teaching, you can't let go. That's why you see Move 41 years in prison coming out with the strength that we have. You know, we are standing on the shoulders of our sisters, our brothers, our children, because of their faith in John Africa. So I want everybody to understand, I mean, how hard it is to be someplace by yourself, you know, without anybody around for support, without anybody there to say, oh, you can do it, without somebody there to say, don't worry about it, I got you. And our family has always done that. The supporters from New York have been really faithful and loyal to Move. Every time there was an event or something happening with Move, the prison started doing things to us and messing with us. New York Coalition was on the phone calling up that prison and saying, what are you doing to my Africa family? And they would start backing off. But we appreciate that, y'all. We appreciate it more. Not just in New York, not just in Philadelphia, but around the world. And this is the information, this is the understanding that y'all just heard coming from John Africa, that the whole world needs, not just Move people, not just New York, but the world. Because if New York and every state in this world comes together, what are you going to have? You're going to have unity, you're going to have solidarity, and this system will have to start backing up, because power is in solidarity. Power is in unity. That's what makes this system back up. And we want people to understand that. We want to thank you so much. Keep being strong, keep fighting. We have been in different places speaking. You know, Uhuru, we spoke at different places. We're going to different places to speak. Baltimore, people have been invited to a whole lot of places. We've been offered different things to do that we can't do right now because we are very busy in getting out our information. Plus our brother Delbert, is supposed to be coming home in September. Now, we're waiting for that. There is no reason that Delbert shouldn't have came out with Eddie. And if he don't come out, we raising hell, y'all. And we need y'all to raise hell with us. Wrongly, John
I want to put something out. My name is Eddie Africa, but I'm a movement. Y'all help me, so when time comes when y'all need help, be there for y'all. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? There's no, I don't want to be singled out like that. I'm just somebody that wants to be right. And if I can help you, then I will. All right, on the move.
Let's not forget Mumia. Pam couldn't be here because of some family issues, death in her family, but you know, we cannot let it go unspoken about Mumia. You know, she's working her butt off along with everybody else, but you know, Pam is the spearhead for that, and she is just wanting everybody to know that we have really got to put pressure on this system for Mumia, because they couldn't kill him when they shot him in the streets. They couldn't kill him when they gave him the death sentence. So they're trying to kill him slowly through this medication, all right? Trying to take his health, take his life. And we have got to show them, just like y'all said, oh no, you're not keeping Move in jail for 100 years. Y'all are not killing Mumia in these prisons. All right, so this is why we say we're happy to be home, but we're not going to celebrate till Delbert is sitting there and we do something for Mumia.
We owe respect to all political prisoners that came out or passed away while they were in prison, and we're fighting for all political prisoners that are due out of prison. Also, our family on May 13th, 1985, gave their lives for the struggle, for this fight, for freedom, for all of life. And we want to respect that. We want people to respect that. Also, our sister Merle, who's in prison with us, passed away. And Janine's husband, Phil, our brother Phil Africa, passed away while in prison too. So the struggle that we have been going through has not been easy. It's been a lot of things that have happened, that especially when you're in prison, like your hands are tied, and there's nothing that you can do but hope for a better situation. And like I said, our family was there to pull us up when those things happened. On May 13th, my children were in the house, Janine's children were in the house when they dropped that bomb and murdered 11 of our family members and our animals. And while we were there, and that did happen, the officers came to our door and said, your son is dead, and walked away. That's how we found out. But at the time that they told us that, we didn't know. We thought they was just doing their usual harassment, so we didn't know what they was talking about. But we had some supporters on campus who came up to RHU, because this is where we were housed, in the restriction area. They had us housed. They voluntarily came up to be restricted, to live in a restriction housing area, to tell us what happened. And this is how we found out about our family. You know, people are always asking, you know, they said, we know you were strong doing prison, but what did you do in those times like that, when you find out that your whole family has been murdered? We clung together as a family. We read from our guidelines. We talked to each other. You know, we believed in our principle of life, because that was no, and still is no easy thing to forget, no task to get over. We will never forget, and we don't want anybody else to forget our family that have died for this fight of revolution, because that's what MOVE was about, is about. In the old days, you know, people had questions because they didn't understand why MOVE did this or why MOVE did that. But now people are seeing why we did the things that we did and why the system was so hell-bent on trying to stop MOVE. When you're talking about revolution, when you're talking about a system that you want to stop, or showing people how necessary it is to get themselves strong so they don't become slaves to the system, this, the bombs, the beatings, the killing, the murderings is what you get. But MOVE has not stopped, and we will not stop. I had one brother come up to me not too long ago, and he was saying, you know, can you like start maybe an exercise class or something with us? You know, can you do, because we're older and I'm so trained and used to doing this all the time. You know, what is it that helped you get through? Because what it is, the system is trained. You know how they train lions to jump through hoops? This system trains us too. And in order to get that training out, you have to have an understanding of life that this system don't have to offer. That's what made MOVE so strong, because we have something that is stronger, that is more fortified, more powerful than this system could ever even imagine. Look at everything they try, they fail at. They haven't done anything that really works for life consistently across the board, and they will never do that. And when you show these people that you are fighting against this system, or strengthening the minds of people so that they know what to do, so they can be strong, this is what happens to you. But when we follow teaching in John Africa, when we live the way we live, this is what happens to you. And we have the strength of John Africa.
Thank you, everybody. And we look forward to meeting and talking to everybody. Long live John Africa.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
On the move. All right. All right.
Someone, wait, can I get a picture? Yes.
Yes.
Can I get a picture?